Hey guys, welcome to episode number 16 of the Hold On To Your Butts podcast. Today on the show, we will discuss some of the hot movie news from around the industry. We're going to break down the Marvel Cinematic Universe's plans, along with how does the DC Universe catch up? What can they do? Are they too far behind? Also, there's a new Super Nintendo Entertainment System that I'm not excited about. Make sure to stick around and listen to Hold On To Your Butts, the podcast, episode number 16.
This is very loud. I can't hear.
Hold on to your butt.
I don't hear my headphones. I said I don't hear the music in my headphones.
Music, we record that separately. It's all movie magic. That you don't have to hear the music to know that it's being recorded. It's more for our benefit that we hear the music. The listeners are hearing the digitally recorded version.
The more you know.
I just like to dance to it.
Wait, we have to advise Buddy of the new point rule.
Oh, what's the new point rule?
We talked about it last week.
Mm-hmm. What was it?
Since, Buddy, if you miss a podcast, you lose a point.
I didn't even have a point to begin with, did I?
Well,
you have. Well,
I might have one.
Now you have none.
Blev loses a point today because we are Blevless. Ooh, that could be a cool gamer tag for
Blevless.
him. Blevless. That's pretty cool, actually.
Not a Blev.
So yeah, Buddy, you're losing. Guys, welcome to episode number 16 of the Hold On To Your Butts podcast. That's right. Brought to you by Signature's Millstone Tavern in Gahanna, Ohio. Make sure to stop in there and get a cold beer. Tell them we sent you. Wasn't there a deal? Like 5% off your bill from the boys here at Hold On To Your Butts. Let us know when you're going. We might go grab a beer with you. That's right. Geeks at HOTYB.co is how you get a hold of us. Let us know your questions, comments, concerns. But let's just get into it, boys. What have we been playing? What have we been doing?
Ooh. Oh, I forgot you asked us this.
Okay. Well, this is episode 16.
Okay. So I played. If you guys don't know, this week or for an extended period of time is the Steam Summer Sale.
Listen up, Master Race. This is for you.
So if you have Steam or PC, usually both. There's a lot of.
We should clarify. You need both.
You need both, yeah, to do this. There's a lot of cheap games out there right now. So I just downloaded. I started. So I don't talk about it, but I downloaded. What was that game that we suggested? Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Yeah. How is it?
Not a fan so far.
Boring.
Here's the thing. The game thrives on it. Literally, right when you start a quest or start the game, it says it's black screen. It says this game does not hold your hand, which already kind of pisses me off because it's like you need to gloat about that. Like they just drop you in this forest, and the guy does a narrative saying you're here to find Ethan Carter, and you're at this abandoned town, and you literally don't know anything. You don't know where to go, and there is zero guiding, and so it's too much of the not hold your hand. And there's nothing wrong with us just pointing us in a little bit of the right direction. Mm-hmm. And so I literally have no idea where I'm going, no idea what I'm doing. I'm walking into houses and reading things, but I don't know what I'm doing. And everything's abandoned, and it's this giant forest, and I have no idea what I'm doing at all. And it's too much of plop. It's worse than Myst was.
Really?
Because at least in Myst, you were like, I have to collect a blue page and a red page. At least I knew that.
So I want to that. I think you bring up a really good point. I think earlier this year, Zelda got so praised for not holding your hand, but I think what the difference is between a game like Vanishing of Ethan Carter and Zelda. I mean, obviously there's a big difference between those two games, but ultimately, you can't just rest on the plot method, like you're saying. Like here, you're in the game, go figure out how to do it. You can't just rest on that. You have to at least give the players some framework of what are the types of things that I can do. Now, Zelda had you climb out of a cave at the beginning. So while it wasn't a tutorial, that whole getting out of the cave at the beginning of Zelda was a tutorial. Yeah. People want to say that Zelda didn't hold your hand at all. It did enough that it set you up to know what you can and can't do. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can climb everything because you're climbing right away. You know that you open chests and you can and change your inventory and stuff like that.
Yeah, and still overall too, there were general mission waypoints to go to. At least told you, hey, you should go here, and find something.
figure something out.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess I'll still give it another chance, and I still need to give another chance to Stranger Things. Another game that I literally played in a week, I put 20 hours in 1 week, is a game called The Talos Principle, and it's not a new game. It's a game that I've wanted for a while, and that's a puzzle game very similar to Portal, but more serious. So you wake up in an abandoned forest or whatever, and you're a robot. And there's sections tied off, and you solve puzzles, but instead of with portals, you solve them with force fields and lasers and fans and stuff. And right when you wake, a voice speaks to you, and his name's Elohim, and he says he's God, and he's
Elohim.
Yeah, I know it's a cool name. And he says he's a god, and he's your god, and he's created everything for you, and you're in the Garden of Worlds. So you go to the Egyptian area, you go to the Roman area, and you go to the Greek area, and you solve these puzzles, and he's like, learn, and this is all yours, and you can live here for eternity, but whatever you do, don't go up that tower, right? And so you learn the story, and the story is very interesting and eye-opening if you don't mind reading. So all the story, now Elohim talks to you every once in a while, but the story is told through a computer that you talk to, and you input codes, and you read emails and philosophy and from Nietzsche and Aristotle and stuff about what makes somebody human. Like, why are you human, and why is a dog not valued as a human? And so it's very interesting. And the ending, there's 3 endings, and they're really, really good. And it's a lot of fun. And the puzzles aren't unbelievably hard, but they're also pretty challenging. So if you like Portal, you'll really, really like this game. It's just not funny like Portal.
What's this called?
The Talos Principle.
The Talos Principle. And this is part of the Steam sale that's going on right now?
I don't remember if it's a sale, if it's on, because I bought it right before the sale started. So if it was on sale, I definitely lost money. But it's Talos is a Greek god who wasn't sure whether he was a giant and wasn't sure whether he was conscious or human or not, and so it's the Talos Principle. And you're a robot, and you're like, are you a robot? I mean, my hands are robotic.
Yeah.
But like, what is going on, and who is Elohim? And so as you're walking through the Gardens of Worlds, you'll be like looking at like a bunch of pillars of Greek pillars, and they'll glitch. And so you're like, wait a minute. It's like the Matrix kind of thing going on. Like, why are these glitching every once in a while? And sometimes the music glitches. And that's not your computer. That's doing it on purpose.
Oh, that's cool.
I would think it's the computer.
Yeah. How many people probably ended up just like thrashing their keyboard because they're so mad that the computer's not working? They spent $3,000 on because PC Master Race.
Yeah. If you like those type of puzzle games, it's a lot of fun. It took me 20 hours to beat just because I couldn't stop. And it was not as difficult as Witness. But it was about as difficult as Portal, I would say.
Gotcha. Buddy, what are you playing?
Well, I was going to say, it's like those people who make their avatars online, like the default picture, but with like a little spider or like a speck of dust on it. And being like perfectionist me, I go and try to pick it off or kill the spider, and it's not real.
You're not afraid of spiders?
I'm afraid of spiders. That's why I try to pick the spider off.
Oh,
fuck spiders.
so you're
officially.
like you're like Indiana Jones. You hate snakes, but you'll like definitely kill them.
I will go to the point where I will save the spider and bring it outside rather than kill it.
Yeah, you remember that part in Indiana Jones,
I've
right?
never seen it.
Yeah, I know.
This is absolutely unbelievable. We did have a brief discussion before this show started. It'll make sense later, but Buddy has seen no movies. None
Some.
of the movies.
He's seen Nolan movies.
all of the
and that's
Nolan
it.
movies, and that's it.
I've seen a lot of Pixar. I've seen Paycheck with Ben Affleck.
Okay, then I guess you're good. Okay, you have seen the essentials.
Yeah.
All right. So,
He's seen none. It makes us so mad.
anything you're playing right now, Buddy? Or are you?
Over the weekend, we had some friends visiting. We played Pikmin 3. So I kind of want to go back and replay that. Did you ever play that one, Brogan?
I never
I
played
did.
Pikmin.
I love
I
love Pikmin 1. I didn't care for Pikmin 3.
Yeah.
Pikmin 2 was okay.
3 was the first one I played. It was actually a lot of fun. I really like, too, they have like a challenge mode in it where you go and there's so much fruit and so many enemies on the board, and you have a certain amount of time to kill them all and collect them all. And like depending on how well you do, you get certain metals like gold or platinum metals. And it's really fun to like strategize trying to get all of it back to the ship in time. But it also is really time consuming too, because some of those levels, the time it's like 15 minutes. So if you mess it up, well, there goes 15 minutes. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
I just remember, I love that game. I played it back when it was GameCube when it came out, and I just remember, you farm for Pikmin, and I remember I just couldn't stand losing a single one to an enemy. I hated it.
It's sad.
It's the saddest thing.
You're
I
like,
hate it. But like later in those games, you fight like bosses in the early game become normal bad guys later in the game, and you're just like, I can't avoid all of these. I gotta fight them. And even though 1,000 Pikmin. I'm gonna be successful today and get like 10 spaceship parts back, but I'm gonna lose 400 Pikmin. I'm gonna sacrifice 400 Pikmin for my cause.
Yeah.
And they're so loyal.
I can't even tell. Like, I wouldn't be able to sit here and tell you what gameplay looks like for a Pikmin game. Like, that's how much never was on my radar or anything like that. I mean, what do you do in it? Like, what's the point of Pikmin? Sorry for our listeners if you know Pikmin real well.
Very basic overview. You land on a strange planet. You crash land there, depending on what game you're in. And you find these little Pikmin creatures that are of different colors. They have different abilities, like some are immune to fire, some immune to water, electricity, etc. And you go around and you try to collect spaceship parts to help replenish your ship such that you can take off and escape the planet. But the catch is there's, depending on which game you're in again, there's a day and night cycle, so you're on a time limit for each day. So you have to really manage the Pikmin that you use and what you're doing the whole time to make sure that you don't run out of time, it turns the night, and all your Pikmin get eaten by the enemies.
So your ship parts are like really heavy and big, so you need help, carrying them and also fighting off the indigenous creatures. So the Pikmin will follow you around, and you can have up to 100 with you at a time, and you can have them carry things back to the ship. You can have them kill things. You can have them traverse, obstacles or break walls down. But you have to also farm them because they're also plants.
Yeah.
So it's a very fun game, very
I didn't
challenging.
think I'd be into it, but it's a lot of fun.
Play the first one.
Yeah.
Play the first one if you can, because it's a lot of fun. It's not as convoluted as the second.
Did Pikmin 3 come out for Wii U?
Wii U. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the second one had a 2-player mode, and it had also white and black Pikmin.
Mm-hmm.
The first one just had red,
Yellow, blue.
yellow, and blue, and that was it.
What a statement by Nintendo. White and black Pikmin. Awesome. I started playing recently the Life is Strange. After we talked about it on last week's show. Yeah, I beat the first episode. No. I beat like the first part of the first episode. Where you leave the school and your friend picks you up, and that's sort of where I'm at, if you're familiar with that, or if you've played the game. Really cool game. I mean, it really is like playing a TV show. I mean, that's ultimately what it is. My wife and I played it a little bit. Just sci-fi enough. I mean, it really does feel like you're playing your way through like a Joss Whedon show, which I'm really enjoying. And I'm still playing Far Cry 4. Finally beat Horizon Zero Dawn. I think I mentioned that last week on the show. I downloaded The Witcher 3. For PlayStation.
Life, from what I hear.
And I got like it was $20 or something on PlayStation. I was like, I have to download this because I've heard so many good things. I started playing it, and like not a good first impression with it. Like it's a little clunky, the controls. Like I guess the combat is kind of fun, but like the actual traversal and stuff is just a little clunky. And everyone keeps talking about how beautiful that game is, and I'm like, it's okay. I mean, I just came off of playing Horizon Zero Dawn, which I would argue that there's not a better game out there for PC or console in terms of pretty graphics. Like, it is beautiful. The most beautiful thing I've ever played. So I'm a little spoiled with that. Not that it's all about graphics, but it's a little bit about graphics for me, I guess.
When you played Life is Strange, did you find it annoying that you can interact with every tiny little piece of thing? And I just felt like I had to go up everything. And 90% of the things you go up to is just pointless.
I'm trying to make a commitment to myself that I'm only going to play the game, like, at the way that I want to. I'm trying to avoid that feeling of I need to go. I didn't press that thing.
Yeah,
I gotta go touch that. I gotta press X on that. Like I am trying my best just to be like, all right, this is what I want to do right now, and I'm gonna go do this. And that's sort of been working out. But I do have that like
fear you miss something,
perfectionist, completionist,
or just simply like, was there an aspect of the story that I'm not gonna understand fully, or I'm not gonna?
I don't read this email or this text.
Appreciate fully. Like maybe you're like, I understand that, but I don't really 100% why they did that or why they did this action. And but if I would have read that email, I would know their purpose or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, but you never know. It's like, but I have to read every poster I come past.
I feel that way in games in general too. Like I played Quantum Break recently, if you're familiar with that one, Xbox only title. Really fun game, but it's one of those games that you're walking around. Deus Ex is another one like this where you almost have to read every computer screen to get the full story. And at that point, you're kind of making a decision like, am I treating this game like a video game or am I treating this game like a novel? And either is fine, and I understand the merits to both, but like when you're playing Deus Ex because you want to shoot stuff, like that's not really the reason you play that game. But, you know, it just depends on your play style, I think. So.
But that's the nice thing about Firewatch is I felt like I didn't have to go up to everything. It only tells you when you can talk. You don't interact with anything unless you have to talk in your walkie. So and that just